Good morning, everyone. Tab here. It's December 19th. It's about 37 degrees outside here in North Idaho. So pretty nice, warm morning, honestly. We got some sprinkles, and that's about it. It's taking the snow away here in Post Falls, which is, I don't know how normal it is for Post Falls, to tell you the truth. This is the first time I've ever been in Post Falls for the winter. I'm usually up north, and our snow generally doesn't go away. So back on the morning commute. Let's see if we hit the same obstacles we hit yesterday, huh? So generally, what I try to do in the mornings, I try to get up, get my stuff done, get a workout in, but yesterday I had to do my workout at work, which I got there, I'm there early anyway, so did a quick burpee workout. Today, I went ahead and ran on my treadmill this morning. I might do some, I'll probably do some push-ups when I get to work today. So this morning, sadly, it's the second time I've ran in probably, I don't even know, over 10 years. It's been over a decade since I've actually run, on a treadmill or put any intention into running. I started slow. I started at just half a mile or so do a little more than a half mile, then I walk a half mile, or walk about, right around there. So I run a half mile, I walk a half mile, and then my goal is to obviously get to a mile and then get it up to anywhere from 1 to 3 miles a morning would be nice. If I could get 1 mile a morning to 3 miles a morning running, and then maybe, 50, 100 burpees, something like that. That would be awesome. That's what I'm trying to get to. So right now I do about 20 burpees. I do anywhere from 1 pump to 3 pump Navy SEALs, depending on the morning and day and such. And sometimes I'll do it more than one time through the day, or I'll do a couple sets. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day, but I always make sure I get something in. I take Sundays off. That's the one day I take off. I wasn't doing that, but I realized that my body was not recovering, and that one day off, it was amazing at the difference between, say, Saturday morning's workout and then Monday morning's workout, just taking Sunday off. So it's beneficial to do. So like I said, I've been up here since 2015 or 16, I don't remember offhand, but a while. I want to say it was 2015, late 2015. Maybe not late, September-ish. Anyway, so that's late. But since I've been up here, I haven't really done any kind of hard cardiovascular activity. Pretty much zero. So, of course, I've hiked a little bit, and I had a dog kennel, so I was walking a lot. But that's not like, it's never going to push you. Well, it will push some people, of course, walking. Not to say that if walking pushes you, that's bad. If walking pushes you, go walk. But, walking dogs at my dog kennel would get me the steps that, I needed for the day, I guess. But, it never really got my heart rate up. So I did get a gym membership for some time, actually. I kind of forgot about that. And went to the gym relatively consistently for a couple months, and did row machine for my cardio, and had a good strength training routine. But it was about 30 minutes from the house, and with my schedule with my dog kennel and stuff like that, it was very hard to maintain. So I didn't maintain it. So I decided then I would just work out at home, which I did consistently for a lot of that time where they told us to not go outside. And but I primarily did weights, and then I would do like a boxing routine for maybe do like 4 or 5 rounds on my bag. And that did push me a little bit, of course. So, but then these were intermittent workouts, right? Like I'd stick on that every day. I'd do it 5 days a week, and then I'd end up going to 3 days a week, and then I'd end up going to no days a week, and then I'd eat like a pig. And although my eating like a pig's probably not like most people's eating like a pig, I don't eat out, I don't eat fast food, stuff like that. It would be extremely rare for me to go eat somewhere. But I would have a lot more carbs in terms of pastas and cheeses and things like that, and I'd start eating cheese with just about every meal, and a lot of carbohydrates. I love bread, love pasta. Who doesn't? So I'd gain weight back, and I'd go back down a little bit, and I'd gain weight back. I'd get up to about 225 pounds, and I'm 6 foot tall, so 225 pounds, and then I'd want to, knock it back down to, try to get back down to, 200, 185, something like that. And I just have never been able to get back down to like 185, which is where I'd like to be, about 180, 185. But it's because of the consistency, of course. So a couple months ago, I started, working out pretty regular at the house and at our duplex. I have a little teeny office, so I was working out in there. And then again, I started slacking off. So during that slack off period this time, I had an issue where I felt like somebody was sitting on my chest and I couldn't breathe. And it got bad enough to where I had to call EMS, and they came out and hooked me up and took me to the hospital. They said something was going on, but they knew it wasn't a heart attack. That's all they could tell me. So they didn't find anything, and so I went to my primary care like the day after. It was terrible. I was shaking for like 2 hours afterwards. After the event, it was horrible. I basically felt nauseous, felt pressure on my chest. I could hear my heart beating crazy. Could not get a breath, so I had to breathe like real shallow out of my nose. So I elevated my feet when I was doing that to try to get my blood pressure down. And my blood pressure when the EMS got there was sky high. So anyway, so I talked to my primary care like 2 days later. She told me it was a panic attack. I didn't really buy into that. I do have some anxiety and stuff like that, issues, but panic attacks seem like, I don't know. I just don't know enough about it, I guess. So she put me on beta blockers. I told her I wanted to speak to a cardiologist and have him go over my EKG, stuff like that with me. She said, okay. So she did. I decided not to take the beta blockers until I spoke to the cardiologist. When I spoke to the cardiologist about a week later, he told me he believed I had a coronary vasospasm, which basically means that a blood vessel in my heart temporarily spasmed and closed, mimicking the signs of a heart attack, but not causing heart damage. However, they didn't run any tests to see if that was something I'm prone to or anything, which would be, angiogram would be normal for that. They didn't do anything, which leads me to believe that he was in agreement with my primary care doctor. However, he told me not to take the beta blockers, and he put me on a calcium channel blocker, amlodipine, which is proper treatment, of course, for somebody that would be having vasospasms, but also for high blood pressure. And my blood pressure, like I said, was elevated that day, and was climbing up there, and I wasn't aware of it. So it was, I guess that's what he decided to do. So I've been taking that calcium channel blocker. So I don't like taking anything, obviously, but I've got myself to this point. So my goal now is to reduce my stress as much as possible by exercise, and not go off my diet anymore. So I'm a pretty determined person, so when I switch my will around, I can usually maintain it. So I'm gonna stick with my diet plan, which as of right now is basically a low-fat diet plan. I mean, I realize that might not be the best. I did keto over summer. it wasn't as clean as it could have been, of course. I got lazy with it. I did lose weight initially, but my blood pressure did start to go up. So I got off keto. Now I'm eating, lower fat and whole grain, basically, with medium to high protein. So I don't know. I'm doing that just because I know I can have energy on it, and I feel good. So I've done it in the past, feel pretty good with it. So I've dropped right now. When this all happened, I was about 227 pounds or so, and right now I'm about 200. So I've dropped 27 pounds in the last, I don't know, couple weeks, month or so, I guess. Month and a half maybe. And that for me is pretty easy to do. I kind of vary anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds a day, no problem anyway, with just water weight. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink anything else. I also quit, when that happened, I also quit drinking caffeine, which I'd quit one other time in my life, but since the age of 10, I pretty much drank coffee every day of my life, except 6 months, 2 years ago, I stopped, and right now, I've cut it completely out. So no caffeine, no alcohol. Haven't had alcohol in about probably 8 months. No caffeine, no alcohol, and no junk food. So, and exercise daily. So we'll see how that, if I can get off. I would like to be able to get healthy enough to where I can get off the blood pressure medication. I don't really want to be taking that. It does make me feel a little wonky here and there. I'll get like kind of dizzy spells sometimes from it. Don't really like that. I am looking into Gary Brecka's health systems just to see what that's about, and I've been researching that for about a year really, and I might end up giving them a call. So we'll see what happens. But that's just the normal things people go through, I think, in life, is trying to find a balance and stay healthy if they can. So now, my original doctor, she might have been right on. It might have been a panic attack. I don't know. I just sold a house a couple months back. I'm building a new house currently. They hadn't started the new house yet, which is stressful because we're in winter, right? But it's supposed to be done around March 1st. So they have started it now. But when this all occurred, I have a new baby. And I guess that puts quite a bit of stress on you, all those different things at one time maybe. I didn't feel particularly stressed when the incident occurred, but I guess that doesn't mean anything, really, from what the doctor said. So I have also had some, issues with like I said, anxiety in the past and stuff, and currently I think most of it stems from control issues, things like that. Of course, one of the control things around you can't, obviously. Your life is one of them in terms of when you'll be here and when you won't. So that was a big one for me. So when this happened, that really kind of shocked me mentally a little bit. But you got to do something about it. If you're having trouble, you got to do something about it. You got to ask for help, or you got to take the help into your own hands. So for me, I prayed about it and really had to let it go over to God and just be okay with the result, basically, and just try. Like everything, you have to try for, fight for anything that you want. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm trying to fight for what I want. I want to be healthy. I want to be here for my kids. So that's where we're at. Well, another day is done, and we're heading on the way home. It's about 39 degrees outside and wet and rainy, but it's not icy, so that's good. So you can see the sign right there, Silverwood. So let's see, you'll be able to see a couple of the
two big family slides here, the large group raft slides, I should say, as we approach on the hill. Those are fine. Let's see if you can see them right there. Turn my wipers on for a second. There's a big green one there. And there's a slide lift, or the taller slides there. I don't usually go on any of those, but those are a couple raft slides. And then in the distance, you might have caught a glimpse right there for a second of the mat ride, which is like a speed, like a racing ride. You lay on a mat and you race each other down. There's the Silverwood sign there, and your exit. The parking lot is actually across the street, which is pretty cool because you just walk right under the road. So it's pretty neat. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching the vlog.